Tonight, Donald Trump insisting that his transition is going smoothly.
And Hillary Clinton has appeared in public for the first time since she conceded defeat, and we are tracking both developments tonight.
That's right. KCAL 9 political reporter Bryan joins us now with the very latest today. Dave?
Yeah, you know, on the Trump situation and transition, some of his supporters are saying, hey, folks, it's been 8 days, okay? Take a deep breath. Let's wait and give this thing a chance. Tonight, the Trump transition team is pushing back at charges that the process descended into chaos and infighting. And Hillary Clinton makes her first speech since last week's election and urges her supporters to keep on fighting for the principles they believe in. 8 days after her crushing upset defeat in the presidential election, Hillary Clinton got a rousing reception at a Children's Defense Fund event in Washington, D.C.
I will admit, coming here tonight wasn't the easiest thing for me. There have been a few times this past week when all I wanted to do was just to curl up with a good book or our dogs and never leave the house again.
Clinton never mentioned Donald Trump by name, but she urged her supporters to keep fighting for what they believe in when the gloom clears.
I know this isn't easy. I know that over the past week, a lot of people have asked themselves whether America is the country we thought it was. The divisions laid bare by this election run deep. But please listen to me when I say this. America is worth it. Our children are worth it. Believe in our country, fight for our values, and never, ever give up.
Donald Trump, who hasn't held a news conference since he became president-elect, restricted himself to Twitter on Wednesday, denying reports that his transition team is bitterly divided and in chaos. The failing New York Times story is so totally wrong on transition, he tweeted, it is going so smoothly. Also, I have spoken to many foreign leaders.
We feel really good about transition. I actually would just say it's false to say it's not going well. Everything up there is very smooth.
And anyone saying anything else is either A, bitter because they're not on the inside and not being considered, or there's someone who's just bitter because the election was last week and they didn't get the result that they wanted.
Recent historical data indicates President-elect Trump is not behind schedule in naming cabinet members only 8 days after the election. Not even close. President-elect Obama's first appointments came 3 weeks after the election, and choices for other top officials came a week later. In 2000, George W. Bush didn't begin his transition until mid-December after a month-long recount in Florida. With time running short, Bush announced his top picks 2 weeks later. And in 1992, Bill Clinton didn't announce any cabinet choices until 7 weeks after the election. California Republican political consultant Reed Galen worked on the Bush transition team in 2000, and he says it's not time for the Trump transition team to panic yet.
I think it's too early to judge just because this year has been so much different than every other one that, you know, the president needs to fill out his senior White House staff. He needs to make the decisions on who are going to be those top level cabinet secretaries. And they have to, you know, start the process of preparing those people, vetting those people, and, you know, really having some semblance of the government up and running by January, say, 21st, the day after Inauguration Day. So I think if we see more of this, you know, as we get, you know, past Thanksgiving, then I think there's reason to be concerned.
Even Vice President Joe Biden was protective of the new administration. After a visit from Vice President-elect Mike Pence and his wife, Biden was asked if he thought the Trump administration would be ready on day one.
No administration is ready on day one. We weren't ready on day one. I've never met one that's ever been ready on day one. But I'm confident on day one, everything will be in good hands.
One of Trump's visitors on Wednesday was New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio.
And I told him that we were very concerned that we had to show all New Yorkers, including Muslim New Yorkers, that they were welcome. And I let them know that so many New Yorkers were fearful, and that more had to be done to show that this country can heal.
Now, also tonight, one of the most prominent cabinet candidates, Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, may be coming under scrutiny for racially charged comments. The New York Times reporting tonight a Sessions nomination for Attorney General or Defense Secretary could present political risks for the Trump administration if the confirmation hearings open with criticism of a leading nominee's alleged racist comments. Lena?